Okay, here I am, and I'm a little bit scattered because I usually don't cook in front of y'all, and the reason is because I've got my back to you. I don't have one of those fancy video recorders that can come in here and video me cooking from the front side. But anyway, so here we go. Let's see who's going to jump on here, because I am cooking tonight salmon. Yeah, hey Melanie. I saw your request about making, what do you do when the kids come home from school and they're just starving? Well, you have supper ready. I mean, honestly, just have supper ready for them, because otherwise you're going to give them a snack. And a snack is going to keep them from being hungry for supper. Whatever you do, don't give them Gatorade or, just unhealthy things, because that's empty calories and it's not nutritious. So I would just encourage you to have supper ready. I mean, who says you can't eat supper in the morning? I mean, you can't eat whatever in the morning. All right, so here we go. So here's what I've done. This is some beautiful salmon that I ordered from a company. You can buy it locally, you can buy it at the store, but make sure you get wild caught, not farm raised. You don't want anything farm raised. And so I cut it into cubes, and the reason I did that is because I wanted to kind of cook it quickly on each side. Alright, so what I'm about to do, I've already cooked it on one side, and now you don't have to cook it like so done. And I'm cooking in this big old skillet because I want you to be able to see it. But anyway, so I've cooked it on one side already before I brought you on the camera. Let me take my glasses off. Okay, so it's sticking a little bit, but I am cooking this in avocado oil. You could cook it in olive oil, but I like avocado oil. Hey, Elaine. Hey, Leah. Okay, so here we go. So it's done on the one side. So I want it brown, so I'm going to break off. I want to do this in little chunks, and I'm just going to cut up some beautiful Kerrygold butter. This is really good butter, and unsalted, may I add, because you don't want iodized salt in your butter. You want mineral salt or real salt that has minerals in it. So I did salt this salmon just before I cooked it. So I've got this on pretty low, and so I'm just going to let it just kind of marinate in that butter, okay? Just because I want it to get that buttery taste. And, you don't touch it a lot, don't move it a lot, because it's going to fall apart. But what I'm about to do in just a minute, gosh, I could eat it just like that. But what I'm about to do is I'm about to spoon it onto this plate, actually. Yeah. So the brown butter, browned in here, made it really scrumptious. You don't want to cook it too much, because then it's hard. And nobody likes hard fish. Okay, so I'm going to scrape that up. All right, the next thing I'm going to do, I've got a tablespoon of garlic here. I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to just kind of stir that around and let that brown a little bit. Let me get my high temp thing here. Okay, so here we go. I hope you've had a great day. It's been rainy and cold here, but that's why I wanted to get in here and cook. I love to cook when it's cold outside, because I love to be outside when I can. All right, so I'm just really, tossing this around and really seasoning this oil that's left in here and the butter with the garlic. Okay, you don't want it browned, you just want it seasoned. Let me show you a find I got at Big Lots. So this is one of those Bella things. Anyway, it's an immersion, a blend, whip, and puree immersion blender with a whisk, and it was 20 bucks at Big Lots. I love those finds. I didn't want one of those little things, that you go in your coffee cup, but I'm like, I want to be able to whip up my whipping cream, so this actually whips it. All right, so here we go. So the next thing I'm going to put in, and you don't have to add this, is about a half a cup of white wine. I just like the taste of wine, but you do not have to add that. I'm going to let that put the alcohol out. And then this is bone broth. This is my favorite kind of bone broth, and it's chicken bone broth. And I'm adding about a cup of that. And then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of minced capers. Yep. And they just give it a little different flavor. Okay. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. And this happens to be organic Dijon mustard. And I guess I got that at Walmart because it's a great value brand. I kind of like Dijon mustard, so I actually added maybe a little bit more than a tablespoon. So again, keep your heat on low. I have a tendency sometimes to get things too hot and it really steams it up too much. So there you go. And I'm just going to stir this around. And then I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Not a lot of salt. You don't want it very salty. And then some pepper. Here we go. And I'm out of my pepper grinder, so I'm just adding, but this is really fresh pepper. When I smell it, it smells really, really good. Now, at this point, you could add whatever other seasoning you like. One of the seasonings I really, really like is dill. So I'm sorry I got my back to you, but I'm gonna add some dill. I love dill, so I'm gonna add just a few shakes of dill. Actually more than a few shakes, but I love it. Okay, you could add Italian seasoning, you could add paprika, you could add really whatever it is you want to add. I'm going to put in this last chunk of butter. No need to waste it because it's just really going to make it more buttery and add some good, really good fats. So there we go. Isn't that pretty? Okay, that's going to be browned up just right. So that's one reason you don't want to brown the garlic too much, because you don't want it to be a brown color. And then I'm going to, what am I going to add next? I think that's all except, Teresa, here I go. I'm going to add, now this wasn't on the recipe, but I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, just because I love it. And then here we go with the zested lemon. So that's the zest of 1 lemon. Gonna put that in there, and look at this. Honestly, this is beautiful. I think I'll add a little bit more chicken stock just because I want a little more gravy or sauce or gravy, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to put my lemon slices in just to flavor it a little bit more. And watch this. This is going to be so beautiful. And you could put this in a serving dish as well, but honestly, you could sit this right on the table and just watch it be so pretty. Yep, there you go. This beautiful salmon, it is so pretty. And although I have brushed my teeth, I really was not planning to eat tonight. I'm just going to have to taste this. I am going to have to taste it. Yep. So I'm going to scrape that kind of over to the side because you certainly don't want to waste any of your salmon. And then I've got some fresh dill that I'm going to, a friend of mine gave me some dill, and I grow it in my yard, and it pops up just kind of out of nowhere. So I'm putting that in there, and look at that. Yummy, so delicious, okay? So, yeah, I'm actually gonna spoon me up just a little bit because, yeah. Just to show you how pretty it is when you spoon it up on a dish. You got those little capers in there. And look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay. So I got to taste. See if it's the, I just have to taste it. Okay. First of all, I want to taste the juice and see. Wow. That's good. I like a real strong lemony taste. You may not. If you don't, then don't put that much zest, or don't put the lemon squares over there in it. But I'm going to set this off because I don't want that salmon to cook anymore. That is so good and so nutritious. Perfect. Yeah, so I hope you're getting in the kitchen and cooking. I started that at 7:30. I started chopping up, cutting up, I unthawed the salmon, salted it, cut it in, skinned it. I took the skin off and cut it into cubes. I cut up all the stuff, zested the lemon, and it took 15 minutes. And voila, here is supper. Now, what would I have with that? Probably some asparagus. I've actually got some in the fridge. So this is going to be for tomorrow night. Actually, I'm going to take some for lunch. And James is not a real big salmon person, but he will eat it. He loves salmon croquettes. But I just had to try this recipe. I've been wanting to try it for so long. So I hope if you missed it, you'll go back and watch it. I think I have a link to the recipe that I'll post in the comments But here's what I want to say. I want to give you a health tip, first of all, and I'm not cooking any of that tonight, but a health tip about beta-keratin. If you're on my email list, you got my email today about beta-keratin, and it's a very important nutrient, okay? It's in carrots, but it's also in your vegetables, asparagus especially, and spinach, and you need that. So most people are not getting very much vegetables. Now, if you're eating salad, if you're eating a spinach salad, yeah, but you're just not going to get enough. So I would encourage you to add asparagus to your menu, add Brussels sprouts, add spinach, wilt it down, take it to work, just put lemon zest in it. Do whatever you can to get more beta-keratin into your diet, because there's a lot of things that it helps with, and one of those is the prevention of mental decline, okay? There have been studies that shown that having adequate beta-keratin helps with mental decline, and we're all concerned about that, right? I was going to say worried about it. I'm not worried about it because nothing I can do about that other than what I do today. And what I did today is I fueled my body for success, okay? So here's what I did. I got up this morning. I had my bulletproof coffee. I put my MCT oil in it. I took my cruciferous vegetable capsules. I took my apple cider vinegar capsules. I took my, let's see, what else did I take? My vitamin C. I take that through the winter. And yeah, and I had that for lunch. I drank a big glass of my filtered water. Yes, I hope you're doing this for yourself. And then I fasted. I fasted until, hey Jane, yeah, I fasted until lunch. And the purpose of that fasting was to cleanse my body, okay? It's a cleansing process. It helps your body get rid of free radicals, because food causes your body, when you break down food, it dumps free radicals into your system. Kind of like you see a bird eating, they eat and then they poop, or we eat and poop, but it all doesn't go out. It actually goes into our cells. And so what fasting does and what eating good leafy greens does is it helps to purify your body. So think about food as being your purification process if it's good food, but also think about giving your digestive system a chance to heal itself, and that's what fasting does. Now, I'm just going to give you a warning. If you're not fat adaptive, you're not going to be able to fast. You're going to be hungry, and your stomach's going to growl, and you're going to feel weak. So what I teach in my program is how to go from being a sugar burner to a fat burner, and that's a process that takes a few days. I've got some clients that have started last week, and they're going through that process of switching their whole metabolism, their whole body around, and it's a process, and you have to know what you're doing. Otherwise, you could really have some problems. So I had a client call me today, and she was explaining some of the symptoms she had, and I said, yep, that's what you're going through, and it's normal. Do this, take some electrolytes. And so I feel some heat back here, and so she's going to do that, and she's going to feel better. But if you're not a fat burner, then you're going to struggle with doing fasting. And so in my program, I have a video, and I coach my people on how to do that. So it's not hard, but I mean, it's not complicated, but it can be hard if you don't know what you're doing. So I would encourage you, if you're interested in joining my program, I'd love to have you in it. We can sign you up tomorrow. I'm not going to sign anybody up tonight because it takes about an hour and a half. I want to get on the phone with you and make sure you understand what you're getting into. But listen, you could drop 25 pounds by Christmas. And wouldn't that feel good to be in clothes that you like and have people coming in and saying, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Not only that, you're going to have more energy, you're going to be able to sleep better, you're going to have more mental clarity. So if you think you want to join my program, if you're at all interested, let's talk about it. Because I don't want you in the program if you're not ready, if you don't think it's a fit for you, but I also don't want you to be unhealthy. I want you to, so here's what I say. If you're shooting an arrow, if you change the bow just a little bit, the arrow winds up in a totally different direction. And that's what happens when you shift your food to good, healthy food. when you start right now, so it doesn't matter what's wrong with you, how many medicines you're on. Sandra Toole was in my program. She started May the 29th. She's lost almost, I think, 46 pounds. She's come off so many of her medicines, going to eventually come off all of them, because you don't need them when you're healthy. You don't need all those medicines. And she said, I never would have believed how easy it was. She said that today or yesterday in the app. So I just want to tell you, you can do it. You can be healthy. It's just knowing the right thing. And what I've been saying this week is, it's what you don't know that hurts you. Okay? So like today, somebody posted in the app on their phone. They said, I didn't know that, and I can't even remember what it was. I'm like, of course you didn't know, because the food industry is trying to convince you that cereal and whole wheat bread and grains are healthy for you. But I'm here to tell you, they are not healthy for you. You will not be able to drop weight as long as you're putting sugar into your body. And listen, I have my doctorate in health and wellness and physical therapy from Boston University, and I didn't know the right thing. But once I got a coach and learned what I needed to do, then I got healthy and I dropped the fat from my body. And that's what you can do. I promise you, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Many of my clients have just recently done it, and a lot of them have started, you know, one's lost 80 pounds, one's lost 60 pounds, others have lost 20, 30, 40 pounds. You can do it, but you got to know the right thing to do. And what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to coach you every day. You're going to have a daily coach. So let me hear from you if you're ready to get healthy. If you want to get my email, I sent that one out this morning about beta-keratin. Then I need you to comment with your email, or either message me your email address, and I'll add you tonight. I'm going to stay up and add some folks in my email. I send out about 2 a week, unless I'm launching a challenge, then I send a little more. But it's all good information. It's information that's going to help you learn how to fuel your body, okay? That's what it's all about, is fueling. I'm just going to tell you, I can't help myself. That is so good. Okay, so let me say this to you. Hey, Ashley, y'all want to cook this if you like salmon. Oh, by the way, the recipe called for scallops, but I didn't have any. Or you could put shrimp or chicken or steak. I mean, you could do any of that, but honestly, seafood is better with this lemon recipe. I have another recipe that doesn't have lemon in it that would really be good, that is good. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. You don't have to until you want to, and then you don't ever have to again. You don't have to until you want to, and then you never have to again. So let me break that down for you. If you don't want to be healthy, you don't have to. But once you decide you want to, then you don't have to. So I don't have to eat healthy. I just want to. Same thing about being a Christian. I'm a Christian, and there are things I don't do anymore, and it's because I don't want to. I want to be holy and sinless, and it's not possible. Well, I'm not going to say it's not possible, but it's difficult. But I don't want, there are things I don't want to do anymore, and I don't ever have to do them again. I just want to do the right thing. So let me just encourage you. You don't have to be healthy, but when you get to the place that you want to be healthy, then you don't ever have to again. You just get to, okay? So I hope you have a great night. I enjoyed sharing this with you, and I hope to see you. Not sure I'm going to be on tomorrow night. Probably not tomorrow. Yes, I am going to be on tomorrow night. I have an interview with one of my clients that's in my small group, and oh my gosh, she has lost, I think, 36 pounds, and she started, I think she started in April, and she looks amazing. She's a beautiful woman, but I'm going to post her before and after. I think I'll post it right after this just to advertise that she's going to be interviewing tomorrow night. But she had lost about, I don't know, she'd lost a good bit of weight, but she had stalled. And she was like, oh my gosh, Nancy, I'm not losing anymore. I said, well, let's talk about it. And we talked about it, and I found out what the key was to her stalling. And I told her, and she texted me yesterday, and I just talked to her last week. She said, I've lost 4 more pounds. So there you go. You got to know what to do. What you don't know is going to hurt you. So I hope if you want to drop some weight that you'll get with me. This is a foolproof way to do it if you're ready. So let's talk soon. Have a great night.